I woke up this morning thinking about my nature. Gorillas are peaceful, social, intelligent, rarely violent. They're usually quiet, even shy. Did you know that? But can become aggressive if they feel threatened or their space or their freedom is invaded. They can be very sweet and also very dangerous as they roam the forest in search of food for their families. When the gorilla is around, you can't make it do what you want it to do. You must, at all times, be wise.
There are some old ancient parables. One of them that's like really powerful that has always stuck with me is know thyself. We must know ourselves. No matter where we go in the world, we must know ourselves. Self is always changing and evolving. I think it's a good thing because if you're not changing, you're remaining the same. Mornings are my absolute favorite time of the day. I stand by that, and I didn't know that about myself. I'm so happy that I figured that out because this is when I feel 100. It's a new day. I wake up refreshed with an awareness of new possibilities. When people speak on my matter, I don't care how monkey do. We don't care because we know who we are. No coffee for you. The other day I packed one bag and I meant it. I didn't care. I always blame myself because I didn't speak up enough. But sometimes you don't have to speak. You just show it with your actions. When we come to Africa or Ghana or whatever country, to me they're all the same. With diverse energies and people and customs, yes. But when we come, we think that it's supposed to be ready for us. But it's okay. All it takes is experience and a mouthpiece. Monkey do, thou shalt not touch my cup. Monkey do has come a long way from where he first started. Sometimes societies force us to think that we can't have things our way. I beg to differ. I am a firm believer in whatever you want, you can get, just like Lola. You have to create an earthquake. I've created 1,000,000 earthquakes in my life. You know why? Because if you want to keep me around, If you want to enjoy my company, you got to make room for me to sit comfortably, because we all have to have the things which feeds us, which gives us nutrients. And in relationships, sometimes we get to a point where we're afraid to just be who we are and express what it is that we want. You gotta speak on what you want, else no one will ever know. If you want to be touched a certain type of way, design it, speak on it. If you want to feel a certain type of way, imagine it. Imagine how you feel and bring it to life. Someone loves you, they're going to make room for you. Did you know that? 100%. There's nothing quite like planting seeds and they doing well. So I'm just monitoring them like a nurse. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Today I'm not going to bombard you with so much work. I'm still coming down from the earthquake. I just want to give a special thank you to everyone who has emailed and who has messaged me, assembling like my own little private army. Thank you for understanding things about life and having somewhat of a connection to my story that plays out on YouTube. I've never been able to be mainstream like the rest of them. That has been my life. Monkey dude, leave them. Why? Y'all, he over here eating the cactuses.
What you do? Why? What do you eat? Good morning. Good morning.
Some people had the nerve to say that I'm acting. Oh, child, I wish I had that kind of skill. I don't know where the planet is going, but I know eventually I'll die and it won't be my problem. So some of us actually use our thinking caps. We actually think before we act. Such as like having a child. People think just because they're with a mate that they just have to produce a child. Look at your environment. How do you feel about yourself in the environment? What if you and your mate were struggling to communicate and you notice that there's a little bit of conflict there? You gonna bring a baby into it? You think that's gonna make everything right? You guys need to start using your brains. Come on now. Is it that difficult to think these days? I swear sometimes I feel like I'm like the last of a dying breed. I'm not alone though. The last of a dying breed of thinkers. If that is the case, then I guess we have outgrown our stay. My husband has already had children. Like if anything ever happens to me, like if I passed away, he can have as many wives and as many children as he so pleases. But what y'all need to realizes that every African man is not always focused on all those things. And some people are goal oriented. The more we share who we are, the more enlightenment comes about. Because sometimes I feel as though that's what's missing here, a certain enlightenment. I'm currently working on some sunflower seeds. They call them black oil sunflower seeds. And I'm attempting to germinate them using water to speed up the germination process. They said it could take 2 or 3 days, but I'm afraid it is taking longer. And so I don't want to disturb them. Every day I change the water. And so I'm just waiting. And hopefully we'll see some activity within the seeds.
Let me give you small. Maybe when you chop it, you. Hey.
Let's now address some of the interesting comments that we received yesterday, which gave me a little chuckle. The first one has to do with sometimes there's a disconnect with the wiring of our thinking. And I know this based off of some of the comments, and I was definitely confirming within myself that this might have been an African woman. Not all African women are like this. There were many Ghanaian women that showed up in the comment section sharing their truths, okay? And I'm so appreciative of that. So I'm not talking to you evolved ones. I'm talking to the ones that are still stuck on the old days. You know, the ones that are okay with genital mutilation and the old ways of doing things, the one who co-signed bad behavior from men. Yeah, we're talking to those. So the thing about it is, you think that my matter is about multiple wives and extra children? We already have children, number one. Our personal business is not your business. I never talked about our business here. I talked about this global thing that happens not only in Africa, but globally regarding in cultures, a lack of affection and intimacy. In order to change that dynamic, we as women and men must speak on it. If we do not speak, there will be no changes. There will be no earthquakes. And some of us are not going to die in unhappiness and sadness because we were not strong enough to tell our mates what we want. Even AI is intelligent enough to understand what that video was about. Someone sent me an AI computation of what that video was about, and I was thoroughly impressed by that. Thank you for that, sir. I got your email. Now let's address this other viewer who made me laugh even more. You keep saying that I need to stop being a man. Number one, I am 100% a woman. And just because a woman has a brain does not make her attempting to be a man or acting like a man. What is wrong with people using their brain? Does that offend you? You know that from the culture that I come from, the women that I've been surrounded with, they want their men to be successful and amazing. And yes, we want to enjoy ourselves in the intimacies of our home as well. In good relationships, especially if you're a friend to your mate, you should have that freedom to speak with them about anything. So if you're in a relationship where you can't speak to your mate about anything, there is 100% a problem. And so what we have found here in Ghana, for many American women, we're sharing similar experiences. You know why? Because just like my Ghanaian sisters have come, who are dispersed all over this planet, have come in, as well as some of the men have come in and co-signed everything that I talked about, because I never come with no venom. I only bring the medicine. And sometimes the medicine is bitter, but you still need to take it to cleanse out the BS. All right, guys. I see this lovely flower here. I want to go look at that.